Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Our second company is blackseriesedition.com. So that'd be www.black-series-edition.com. Don't forget the hyphens. All right, so let's talk about white screens. Now, as I said before, when I'm out there, or either on here, online, offline, we're going to be dealing with a lot of white screens. Gray screens is something we just don't see. I have had a few orders come through. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. And every last one of those were people dealing with white screens. So, as I told you before, a white screen does not have the ability to produce color or contrast. And they just don't have that ability. We're using a Christie projector. We're using my, let me flip this up for a minute so you can see my model number. If I can pull it up. I can't pull it. I can see the model number right there. But I'll show you later on. This is a Christie 505 LWU projector. And you see there's the Christie logo right there on the side. And this is a 5,000 lumen 1920 by 1200 WXGA venue projector. And as I told you before, venue projectors do not work on white screens, and they don't work on gray screens. But like I said, we're doing more on white screens because that's what we're going to be running into, a lot of those white screens. Now, first thing people run into, and customers, when I talk to them, if they're using a white screen, they always think it has something to do with the lumens. Due to the fact that the room is well lit, screen's washing out, they feel that they have to go in and spend money for a projector with a higher lumen count in order to pull up the image, because again, that could be the issue, that can be too much light in the environment and the image just can't be seen on the screen. So if I go out and I spend the money for a projector with a higher lumen count, this would fix the problem. Actually, no, this is going to make your problem even worse, because again, you'll be introducing more light to the screen, and that'll cause the screen to wash out even faster. So what we have here is a projection screen up here with a 2.0 gain. That's what it has, is a projection screen that I purchased. And as you can see, lights out, no light in the environment. Even at 5,000 lumens, white screen can't see it. And that's the problem with people who, when you buy white screens, they will not give you exactly what you want from your projector because they don't have the capability to produce color or contrast to begin with. Let's go through our color patterns, because we're on PC today, and show you. I can sit down in this demonstration, which is awesome. Usually I don't sit down in demonstrations. And show you what you're going to get from a white screen using a full 1080p projector, venue projector at 5,000 lumens. All right, so let's go pop over to, see, our white levels are actually amazing on the technology. Absolutely incredible. Let's see. Let's go over to slow color change out. I'll hit some blue colors. And here, we'll go over to a blue screen. And this is also true for companies when you're using venue projectors and you think you're getting color, you're just not picking anything up, because as I said before, that the white screens can't see color or can't see contrast. They will not be able to pick it up. All right, let's go over to a slow color changeout. Show off more. Now, the technology we're using here is called our Advanced Ambient Light Rejection 48. This is a Black Series limited edition. This is the darkest screen we make. These ones, we only make a certain amount of these every month. Let me see. Let's put in a slow color. Slow color change. Slow color change in there. This is going to randomly swap between colors, so that way you can see the difference between the R black technology and the screen with the white screen. For some reason, people think for some reason that white screens are going to be to produce brighter colors. The problem with the white screen is that it produces too high of a white level, and it can't see color. This is why when we watch demonstrations, people have white screens that are sitting in the dark because they can't see color. Now we've been in multiple forum sites. Forum sites, we do see gray screens in there. Gray screens have the exact same issue. every time I see a demonstration with a gray screen displayed against a white screen, they turn the lights out because the gray screen is going to have the same issues as the white screen. It's going to have a little bit better of an edge, but it's still going to have a problem with lights on. And that's why we always watch demonstrations involving gray screens or white screens. They're always sitting in the dark. So 5,000 lumens, 1920 by 1200 WXGA venue projector. Can't see a white screen. And if you look at my promo demonstration that comes on my YouTube channel, you see a church there, 7,000 lumen projector. White screen couldn't register, couldn't pick it up at 7,000 lumens. Problem that churches go through is they go out and spend the 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 lumen projectors thinking that's going to fix the problem with the white screen, and it's not. You're just washing your screen out even faster. So it doesn't help you. All right. Can you read text? Because this is very important. All pictures, you have to be able to read text. Yeah. You can read text crystal clear. Technology picks up a white level with no problem whatsoever. But if your screen is producing too high of a white level, the problem is you can't see color. Let's go over to snow screensavers. I like those. So there's our difference. As you can see, when it comes to 5,000 lumens hitting the snow screensaver on the side, you can't make it out because, again, no detail. You need contrast to add detail and add depth to an image. See the reflection coming off the lake? Doesn't pick up on the other end because you need contrast to pull that. Contrast is involved in everything, including black levels. Unless you're going to be sitting looking at a solid white screen, then that's the only way. Other than that, anything you display is going to involve contrast and white levels. All right, let's come out of here and let's go grab, let me see. Another demonstration. We're going to go over to here. I like to do the snowflakes. These are my usuals I like to do. This is our technology next to some snowflakes. Let me get my sound here too. Oh, wrong way. Oh, so I have sound on this thing? Yeah, I must have definitely have speakers for this one. Oh. Now, if you notice in our demonstrations, we show off our white levels quite a lot. Problem you have here, now white screens don't do it all that much because they really don't show up contrast levels a lot on white screens, but other screens like gray screens that are trying to show that they can pull contrast, never show those contrast levels. I told you the hardest thing for a gray screen to pull is the contrast levels. You really shouldn't be doing a lot of demonstrations on color. Really should be doing a lot of demonstrations on white levels. They need to show a stronger contrast present. And the reason why they don't show this is because the screen can't lift it. That's why every demonstration, if we go through today, we do our search today, because I got a light load, I got most of my demonstrations done early this morning, you will see every single demonstration in some poorly lit environment because you can't see color. That's the problem. Now, as for customer issue, that's why I said if you got a white screen, don't even bother painting it gray. There's just no point. You're still going to be in the same situation. You're not going to be able to pull anything at all. Screen's still going to wash out. I've been to countless forum sites, and the first thing I hear from somebody who has a white screen is, I went over to Home Depot and Lowe's, and I picked up a mixture, made my own mixture, and just didn't get any results from it at all, period. Could not seem to get those results. Here's our white levels side by side to a white screen. And as you can see, the detail in the wolves on our side, where the detail in the wolves on the white screen are not there. Make sure the camera is straight on this one. All right. There we go. Now, let's go show you some other things. Let's go pop over to I said before, can't see contrast, won't pick up. Now, let me show you something. Got a white screen on this side. Take some gray screen paint, want to stick it on the white screen. See how much of a difference you gain toward the gray screen on the white screen versus our black technology on the white screen. Basic color. Not going to bother putting the gunmetals up there because gunmetals are going to come up dark, trying to do their job as they're designed to do. But let's show you what you're getting out of the gray screen. If you decide when you get a white screen, if you decide to go down the road to paint it gray, this is what you're going to get. How much of a difference is going to be to pick up? There, all my samples. I'm going to have losing my samples. Okay. Come over here and show you how much of a difference you're going to gain. We'll put this right here. All right, so this is, I should have got this straight. We're going to be using the Network Gray 773. We use this a lot in our demonstrations because it represents a lot of great products out there. It does. We put these challenges up there. It's very hard for them to be able to, matter of fact, I should put that even better. I need to put this right here, right in the center. This will be much better. There we go. We got a better comparison, right down the middle. All right. So then I'll show you that this is why you got to be careful about believing lies. And you have to be about people saying that gray products will fix the white screen problem. It won't. It'll give you a little bit of a hiccup, but that's basically about it. So right next to the white screen, and again, we don't do lights out in here because I see people in demonstrations will turn the lights out in the middle of the demonstration when displaying white screens versus gray screens, and you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be in a fully lit environment when you do those demonstrations. I already saw somebody with lights on each side of the screen doing a gray screen versus a white screen and turned the lights out. I don't even know what the purpose of that is for. So that's how much of a difference you pull off a gray screen next to a white screen when it comes to contrast. Doesn't register, doesn't pick up. Gives you a little bit of a bump, but that's basically about all you're going to get. With the black screen, it's going to be to pull it up 100%. Alarm going off. Notice the background of the OLED horse is not even registering. Now, the reason why we label network grade 773 the same as some of the other products, because again, we don't see a lot of these demonstrations being tested against this product. And usually we try to stay as far away from it as possible because of running the risk of matching the screen. But that shows you how much of a difference you're receiving. Keyboard. So upgrading a white screen with a gray product, bad idea. Because you still can't see contrast, you still can't see color. With our black technology, best way to go. All right, let's grab ourselves another one. Basic starter field screensaver. See how much contrast you pull off the gray screen versus the white screen. As I said before, when it comes to the gray screen, you will get a slight hiccup toward the white screen, where the black technology is going to be able to pull a 100% black level. And keep in mind, you will not need a projector of a high caliber. This is why it costs you more money to deal with white and gray screens, because again, you have to spend the money for projectors at the end of the day that you need better contrast, you need better color, all this, you got to calibrate, you got to be stuck in dark environments due to the fact that the gray and white screen can't see. With black technology, ours doesn't have that issue. Now, as I said before, I don't believe we're going to bump into a lot of gray screens, but we will bump into people who try to fix the white screen problem with the gray screen paint product. And this is pretty much what you're going to get. Had a very powerful projector in the demonstration. We're at 5,000 lumens, full venue projector. And this is why I say that gray screens and white screens do not work on venues. Now, if anyone develops a great product, feel free to get the network grade 773, do the exact same demonstration I'm doing here, and don't forget to do it in a fully lit environment, and don't forget the contrast levels. That's something I don't see in these demonstrations is contrast. We can display our white levels with no problem. There's no problem at all to display white levels. We just don't see enough contrast levels with these great products. And if you think that's going to fix your white screen woes, it's not. It's going to give you a little bit of a hiccup, but it's not going to give you a black level. This is why it's going to cost you money. Because at the end of the day, you will have to spend the money for a projector with a better contrast. That's going to cost you money. Better color capability. That's going to cost you money. And you're still going to have to be stuck in a dark environment because your projector won't pick up. And the biggest mistake people make when they have projectors, that they think that if they go out and spend a projector with 5,000, a huge amount of lumens, this is going to fix the problem, because they figure that image is traveling on that 4,000 or 5,000 lumens, and it's going to cut through all that light in the environment, hit the screen, and images are going to pull up. And I'm here to tell you it's not going to happen. You're going to wash your screen out even faster. Now, for those of you saying, well, what about being in the dark? Then what's the point of having ambient light projection technology? Because that means if you have to be in the dark, that means your living room, your lounge, your place of business will sit in the dark because the screen can't pull. Basic contrast. My projector only has a 2000 to 1 or 3000 to 1 contrast. That's basically about it. Let's go get another one. Let's go grab. Now, as you saw in the demonstration with the ceiling display, you can't do that with a white screen or gray screen. It won't pick up, as you can see right here. And that projector on the floor, I think, is 2700 lumens. Let's see. We don't want to be there. Let's see where we're in this. There we go. Let's pick up this one. There's your bump. There's your hiccup. So you see the color, how it comes up, but it's still washed out. It's not red, it's a washed out red. Only way you're going to be able to improve your red level is you're going to have to be in the dark to do it, which means you can't be in this environment, you'll have to be in the dark. So that's not going to pick up. And mind you, this is normal lighting. Downstairs, that's commercial lighting. It's literally that bright in some stores. You know, even in surface, you know what it is. It's going to be much brighter than there. So if it's barely making it up here, it's not going to make it downstairs. And that's commercial lighting. And that's where they use these projectors at these venues. So your screen has a bit of a hiccup, but it's still not producing proper color. This is why it's not explained to you this way, because again, they run the risk of the screen washing out on camera, and that's something they don't want to do. That's why the demonstrations are done in the dark, because the screen has a better chance of producing color whites in the dark next to a white surface. Over here to basic blue. Get out of the way. Now, the sad thing about it is a lot of people got it mixed up. They think because the screen produces a higher white level, this is good. No, that's actually bad. You just described the white screen. That's what a white screen does. White screen pulls a high white level. The highest white level out of all of them. So if the white levels were the highest and that produces the best image, wouldn't that make the white screen the more dominant screen? But it's not. It's the worst screen you could possibly have in your home theater setup, because it will wash out the fast. It doesn't pick up contrast, not ambient light projection. It is just poor on every level you can possibly think of. Mind you, the white screen has been around since the silent era. I mean, before movies had sound, that's how long a white screen was around. Then that was replaced somewhere along the line with a silver screen. So as you can see, the light little hiccup you're getting, a little bit of a hiccup on here compared to the white screen. That's basically about it. But when it comes to the blacker technology, you're picking up actual blue. All right, let's go over here and let's go grab some of the colors. We got anything going on down here? Ooh, we got yellow. Oh, let's definitely get yellow. We don't do yellow at all, period. Let's do yellow. Ooh, it's not going to go well. Yellow produces a lot of white light. And if you can't absorb light, you're going to have an issue. Like that. Because you can't absorb color. And that's what happens with white and gray screens. So if you think adding a gray product like this is going to be able to fix your white screen problems, not going to happen. And definitely you are not seeing contrast. I don't have no idea who started that nonsense. Well, we know who. I've never heard anyone of any forum sites that I've gone to. I've never heard anybody actually make that statement. No, you will never see contrast off this screen. It's just not going to happen. You have a better chance of getting a gunmetal and producing a contrast level before you'll do it with this color right here. It's not going to happen, not ever. Never going to happen. You say, well, I saw it in the demonstration. Well, in the demonstration, if you strip away the 2 million to 1 contrast on the projector and you put it in a fully lit environment like we're at right now, and then you run that demonstration back again, you'll see what happens. So it happened twice already in 2 different forms of demonstrations involving the OLED horse and involving the Samsung demonstration with the white bow constrictor. Twice. So, yeah. Let's go over to, let me see. Let's get some purple. Let's just start with the top. That's a nice shade of purple right there. Let's hit that. I got a car commercial in there. There's your purple. This is why you got to calibrate. This is why you're sitting there. You have to calibrate your projector because your colors don't color right. So let me get this straight. You have a projector that has a billion color capabilities, a million color capability, and you have to calibrate that machine. That's a huge red flag because your colors aren't coming out correctly. This is why black screens where our technology doesn't require calibration at all, period. Let's go get those other colors real quick. We'll go over here and let's grab this color next right here. Let's see if this picks up on the screen. Nope, doesn't pick up. All right, let's go see if we got any other colors here. Purple, yellow. Oh, this is beautiful golden orange. Multiple colors displaying. Let's see if this will register. A little bit better. But it's not picking up the deep orange here. This is supposed to be deep orange. It's not picking it up at all, period. I see how people make these great products. Will come in and like, oh, I got one. You still have a couple millions of colors to go through before you go through that, and you still have to maintain a contrast. That's going to be a problem. See, I told you about visual effects. You have to pick up a black level in visual effects. And if you can't pick up the black level, everything else is not going to go with it. All right, so let's go over here. Let's do a slow color change. As a matter of fact, let's do a color pattern test on here. I like to do those. You need a color pattern test. Make the pattern test. Pattern. Can you really see color? Boy, it'd be jacked up if you couldn't. Oh, I know a few people that are colorblind. They definitely have an issue seeing color. Ooh, what's this right here? This is the stuff we should be playing around on. You never get a chance to look at this stuff. Oh, look at that black demonstration in the background. That would be so sick. Hold on, we gotta play with this for a minute. Yeah, you're definitely going to have to go out and spend money for a projector with a higher contrast capability. That's definitely going to happen. You can't see contrast. As I explained, people on so many levels, you can't see it. It doesn't register on gray screens. It doesn't register on gunmetals to a certain degree. Yes, if a gunmetal's laying there, it can pick up a much better contrast level than the gray and white screen. And this is why when you watch a lot of demonstrations like this demonstration right here, it's always in a dark environment because it can't see contrast at all. Now next to a screen that can pick up a 100% black level and maintain white light, which if it didn't have the ability to maintain white light, so those beautiful lights flashing across the screen, you wouldn't be able to see it. The screen would come up too dark. That's why we have the black versus black demonstrations to show the difference of the white levels that pull through our screen versus an everyday black surface. So that's why with the technology we have here, that no matter what projector you have, 2 million to 1, 100 million to 1, 2,000 to 1, you always will pick up a contrast level way over a 2 million to 1 projector. And I had that conversation already in one of the forum sites. We wanted under P2 projectors that had that 2 million to 1. And basically, I sat there and told them, look, my projector here at 2,000 to 1 can beat your projector at 2 million to 1. Until they saw the screen was jet black, and then they just started backing down one by one. Can't beat a screen that's jet black. There's no gray screen on the face of this planet or white screen. With 2 million to 1, it's going to pick up a 100% contrast level like that black surface. Because if there was, I would have seen one already in my search, and I haven't seen one yet. Can't see contrast. And I see my leather recliner over there. See the color it is? See that screen? That's supposed to match. Now I see some screens try to claim to be black. And when I look at things in the environment, they don't match the screen. They come up gray. So if a white screen, no, I don't care what you spend for your projector. I don't care if you pay for your high enough lumens. I don't care if you get 4K. I don't care if you have your 2 million to 1, 5 million to 1, 6 million to 1. You are not seeing contrast. Your screen can't register it. Projector can do it. Your screen just can't see it. And the sad thing about it, as I said before, complete waste of money, because again, when you're on a gray screen, you can't see it. When you're on a white screen, you can't see it. But when you're on a black screen, you don't need it. So what did you just pay for? And there's the white screen having a problem, and there's the gray screen having a problem. So we need to do the gray screen demonstration. I thought about that because we are going to run into some gray screens. Should probably be elite screens, stuff like that. Not like this place mixture stuff, not that. But it'd be like elite screens, stuff like that, gray screens like that. Only time we'll bump into a product mixture is when the customer made it himself. And we've seen that before. A customer will go to Home Depot or Lowe's, make their own mixture, put it against the screen, you know what I mean, and think it's going to work. And it's no, I didn't even get a result out of it. Still did the same thing, still washed out, still didn't give me color. And I couldn't even use it in a full lit environment, it kept washing out on me. Let's go to my favorite ones to go to. I'm on this one. Oh, we can do this one too. So the transition, our train can transition to black, color, white levels with no problem. They can't transition. They're stuck. like I said, this is a cakewalk for us. This is not something that's hard. We do certified screens. So if we do certified screens, this technology has the ability to knock out 9 certified screens and turn them into white sheets of paper. So with that being said, this right here is nothing to this technology. It's used to being in much more brutal testing than basically a gray mixture and a freaking white screen. So it's a technology designed to go against certifies. So that's what we engineered it for. Not this stuff at the end of the day. What would be the purpose of it all? The reason why we show you this demonstration because, like I said, people will go out and get a projector at 4,000, 5,000 thinking this is going to fix the problem, and it's not going to fix your problem. You're just going to wash the screen out even faster. That's the problem you're going to run into. And the fact that this is a black screen that's maintaining a white level literally that high to sit next to a gray screen and a white screen without becoming so dark you can't see it. Look at the black background. That's what I always stare at when I look at screens. I always look at that black background if they can pick it up. Because that's the key feature of an OLED, the fact that that super jet black background. As the guy said, the perfect black. So what I can understand, if your cell phone you're watching this off is black, your monitors are black, TVs are black, everything you want that OLED black screen attached to it. So why is your projection screen white and gray, sitting on your wall? Why you are sitting in the dark, trying to think that maybe there's something wrong here. It doesn't look like the same way my phone looks like or my TV monitors look like, because your screen's gray and your monitors are black. You went out and you got one of those old-fashioned, those 1980s, 90s, I think maybe 90s, maybe. Old tube TVs that are gray, then you can pick up the same image. Make it a bit too easy for us. Oh, look at some of those. Oh, yeah, he definitely put some nice ones in there. He has an object, that one, doesn't he? Oh, these guys at the end of the day. Here we go. Now, I've seen this demonstration on a gray screen done multiple times in very dark environments. Unless that's what you're going to turn your living room to, and everybody's house you're going to be sitting at, you're going to be sitting in the dark. Now, dedicated theater rooms, we already showed you that one enough times, too many times to count. They don't pick up in dedicated theater rooms. Get that light splash all over the ceiling, all over the walls, all that mess. Can't see it. It popped up. Make this interesting. There you go. That's what you're seeing. This is directly onto black technology. Now, you see that background? Background is supposed to be in black, not gray. It's not supposed to be in white either. It's supposed to be black at all times. And this is why when you watch demonstrations like this, they're always in the dark, because there's a better chance of pulling a contrast up if it's in a dark environment. So the question is, how are you sitting in a dark environment with an expensive projector with a 2 million to 1? And ultra short though at that, which is even sadder because again, you're sitting right on top of the screen. This is why they zoom up on the screen, because they don't want you to see the background. And this is why the demonstrations like this are done in the dark, because the screen can't register. See what happens once we take that screen and we stick it onto our screen, just like the rest of them. Starts to wash out. So no, with the white screen, that's a complete fail. That's not going to work. Best thing about a white screen, they're cheap. They're fantastic. We coat them over with our technology. It's a way to advance it. If you're going to paint over it, don't even bother spending money for an expensive white screen. You're going to coat over with our technology anyway. If you think you're going to fix it with a gray screen paint product, not even going to work. You're just going to do you're not going to do worse damage, but it's not going to be any better. Now, as I said, and I always say this in every demonstration, for anyone making a great product, you wouldn't mind doing the same demonstration. Don't forget the network gray 773, and please don't forget the slip silver. Do the demonstration in contrast levels only. Because we already know that a gray screen already has the ability to pull a somewhat white level and to pull somewhat color. One thing gray screens are not known for doing is pulling contrast levels, very heavy contrast levels. This is why if you're going to do the same thing, that's what you have to do. You have to be to show what your screen can do. Because at the end of the day, the customer does not want to be sitting in the dark. They don't want to spend money for expensive projectors. They don't want to calibrate. Definitely do not want to calibrate. I would lose so much business if I sat there and told my customers, oh, the only way you get that screen to pick up, you're going to have to calibrate your projector and you have to spend $3 grand. That's a complete turnoff. All right, we're at 45, so. See how it lightens up? No transition. At all. Okay, well, I want to do some more demonstrations on the white screen. The gray screen, like I said, we just put that up there just to tell people at the end of the day, if you really think a gray screen is going to fix your white screen, that's the hugest lie you ever told in your entire life. All you did was just basically just all you have at the end of the day is an upgrade version of a white screen. That's what you have. That's all you have. It's an upgrade version of a white screen. And at the end of the day, you still will be contacting our company to basically fix the problem, because the only solution is black technology. Now, like I said, you can go out and spend the money for gunmetal technology, which again is much better than this screen, the gray screens, and much better than the white screens. But now you're talking about $3,000, $5,000 for 100 inch, where this technology at 160 inches, that's how big you can paint the screen, can do this at ultra short throw, can do this at long throw, can pull a 100% contrast level, never needs to be calibrated, can be used in fully lit environments, and the ambient light projection technology is an absolute beast. Mind you, we can display the technology we design here. We do something called advanced ambient light projection, black technology gain. That's why I can sit there and project images off my ceiling if I want to, because that technology is designed to do that. Same as the 39 sitting in the window over there has the same kind of construction when it comes to the ambient light projection. You've seen the demonstration of that screen pulling off at 19 feet back. It can pull a black level right off out of a window with all that window light splashing back and forth across that screen. It doesn't even phase it or wash it out. And yet you have these screens that don't work at all. All right, well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. We had a price drop on the Crystal Edge. Thank you so much for the business. We really appreciate it. The Black Series technology will be launching on November the 2nd. Some of it, not all of it. We had a lot of inquiries about the window technology, a lot of inquiry about that 3D mapping because we're using a lot of that stuff for business. And the outdoor technology will not be available until 2 months or 3 months after the official launch date. All right, well, with that being said, got to go. Thank you all, and God bless.